The search is now over for a new superintendent at Okemos Public Schools. The district's Board of Education chose Matt Olson to fill the position. According to the district, Olson has been the assistant superintendent of Northwest Education Services in Traverse City since 2020. Before that, he was the superintendent of Benzie County Central Schools in the same area. During his interview with the school board last night, Olson said his experience will help him operate as a hands-on administrator.
One of the advantages of being a small district superintendent is you are all of the things. I didn't have a curriculum director. I was the curriculum director. Didn't really have a full staff of people to do all of those things, so I was very hands-on.
Olson will join the district before July 1st. The district has been searching for a new superintendent since the current superintendent, John Hood, announced he is retiring. His last day will be March 26th.